welcome back to my channel. I'm Star Fields, and if you're new here, this is my mommy.
Hey y'all.
And we are super duper excited. Every single week we bring you an awesome video on how we meal prep our food, and this is our holiday edition, and we're going to be showing you guys how we make some delicious, mouth-watering cornbread, so good it tastes like cake, okay?
I'm ready for a piece now.
Oh my gosh. We are bringing you guys our holiday edition. Last week we started with our what, Mommy?
Greens.
And this week we got what?
Cornbread.
All right, and next week we're going to bring you guys some delicious cornbread dressing. So you guys can see the order as we're flowing. And we're going to do this all the way until we get to the new year, and then we're going to jumpstart our vegan Daniel Fast recipes that are going to be right from our new books. So keep watching, and I am sure you're going to love Mommy's rendition of this delicious buttery, soft cornbread, so good it tastes like cake, you guys. It'll keep you what? Full and satisfied.
Alrighty guys, this whole video is going to be a voiceover, but I just want to thank you again for watching, and make sure you're paying close attention right here. This is 2 capfuls of olive oil and 1 whole stick of butter. And if you guys keep watching, at the end you'll actually see that this is the star ingredient of the show. We rub that cast iron skillet down with that butter and that olive oil. And just those 2 things make a world of difference in this delicious cornbread. This is what keeps your cornbread from being dry and nasty to buttery, soft, and like cake, okay? We go ahead and preheat the oven, and we stick that butter in there and get that butter nice and melted, and it just mixes in with the olive oil. And y'all know we give everything a bath, so the eggs are getting a bath. Now for our recipe, we're going to be using 6 boxes of cornbread. And you guys, this will all make more sense next week when you see our cornbread dressing, but we always make our cornbread first so that we can use it for the cornbread dressing. So this is 6 boxes of cornbread that we're going to be making. And I want to give you a pro tip. You see how we are putting the eggs and cracking them into a separate bowl? This is always a good practice to have, because you never know if your eggs are going to have some weird stuff in there. So if you were to crack your eggs right into all of your cornbread, you could potentially ruin your whole batch of cornbread just by cracking eggs that weren't good into your cornbread. So just FYI, crack them into a separate bowl. It's always the safest thing. And then you see my mom, she's serious about getting whatever she don't like in those eggs out of there before she mixes it in with the cornbread. So after we put the eggs in, she's just going to mix everything in. And she is a professional, y'all. You see, she doesn't even have to measure how much milk goes in there. She just does it all by feel, and she just pours it in there because she is the OG, okay? She's been making cornbread a long time, but follow whatever directions are on the box of the Jiffy, okay? If you're just starting out, if you ain't got 50, 60 years of experience of making cornbread, then follow directions on the box. But you can see Mommy just pours it in there, and then she just mixes it all up and starts to mix in. And we actually mixed, I calculated, I think we mixed for about 5 to 7 minutes just to try to get all of the lumps out. I actually took over mixing because her arms were starting to get a little tired, and so I was mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing, and we mixed for about, like I said, 5 to 7 minutes. If you guys don't want to hand mix it like this, then you can always use a electric beater, and it'll beat it up and help you along the way, so you don't have to do as much manual labor. But you know what, this is all for love. This is the consistency you want it to be when it's perfect for you, and just try to make sure you get as many of those lumps out. Now here is where the magic happens. You see how we're mixing that delicious cornbread batter into that butter? This is where everybody thinks it tastes like cake, y'all. It's so delicious, and you just mix that buttery, nice goodness all into the cornbread batter, and this is really the secret of how we make that cornbread delicious every single time. We put the oven on 400 for about 40 minutes. And you guys, it came out amazing. Look at that beautiful cornbread. We buttered up the top, and we got ready to make some dressing.
Our cornbread is done. I hope you guys enjoyed that delicious recipe. I know we sure did. Yeah. Every week we bring to you the star ingredient of the show. And the star of the show this week is what, Mommy?
Butter.
Butter. You seen how we melted that delicious butter and olive oil in the cast iron skillet before we put that cornbread mixture in there? That is what does it every single time. Every time. And it never ever fails. And then when we bring that cornbread out, we put a little bit more butter on top, y'all. So delicious. And so butter is the star of the show. May not be the healthiest thing for you, but it sure ain't the worst, okay?
Sure ain't.
And it tastes amazing. If you haven't already, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and make sure you come back next week for that delicious cornbread dressing. It is so good. Your whole family will enjoy it. We ate so much of it. Other than that, we'll see you next week, and we hope you stay what? Full and satisfied. Bye.